Hi everybody, it's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead, and today is the day I finish up my bone broth, and I'm going to process that. If you didn't see that video, the first step was my generous friend sharing some beef bones from a beef that she brought. I roasted mine for about 3 hours. That's longer than necessary, but I really wanted to enrich the flavor. When that was done, I put them in my big old canner, the one you can see right here, and I filled that up with water, 2 huge onions, a few carrots, a large bunch of celery that I cut from my garden because it overwintered, and I let that simmer, a little more than a simmer, actually, for 3 days. Now, I know that seems like a really long time. You don't have to do it that long, but again, I'm trying to get every bit of flavor out of these precious bones. If an animal gives up its life for us, I think we need to utilize it as well as we can. Some other things I stuck in there was some Himalayan pink salt, some pepper. My friend put peppercorns in hers, but I just put ground pepper and garlic powder. So I think it's going to taste really good. I'm loading up my camera now, so I thought I'd show you that. So you fill these with hot water because this is super hot. I had it on 6. So my funnel and my little strainer. Even though I have strained this pretty well, scooping it out, there's still some remnants I don't want in my broth. I want nice, clear broth. This is a 4-cup measurer. Now I've already done 7 jars of this, so it's filling up with some sediment pretty fast. When you use this, it's a great way to just be able to hang it right there. Got a little container here. For that sediment. And I need just a little more for this jar. That's it. Storing everything right where you use it, great idea. So this little cloth has vinegar on it, because if there's any oil, your lids will not seal. Canning is really very simple. That's all nice and wiped off. I've had these soaking. They say you don't need to anymore, but I've been canning for, getting close to 50 years, about 46 years now, and I still soak mine. Won't hurt anything. Got a ring, put that on. That is hot. I tighten mine fairly tight, just because I'm not that strong. There we go. Okay. So now this just goes into the counter. You should use your jar lifter. Isn't that beautiful and rich? wonderful bone broth. Always. I'm going to turn this on to high. So that will begin to steam, and when it steams, it will go for approximately 5 or 10 minutes with the water mist steaming out of that. After that, I will let it rise to 10 pounds pressure. Actually, I usually do about 13 pounds pressure for this type of item, but that's myself. Recommended is 10 pounds pressure for 25 minutes for quarts, 20 minutes for pints. I'll show you some other things I was able to make because she also saved me the fat, which I rendered half of that fat. There we go. So I have 5 pint jars that are most of the way filled up, and then I also have a quart jar that is most of the way filled up. It's not absolutely white, but that's okay. And I think maybe when I had it in my crock pots, maybe even though I had it on low, maybe it was a little too high for that. I was very careful to cut off all the meat that was on those, and I cooked those up and really gave those to the dogs. After you have the fat in your crock pot, and I bought a second one so that I could just do the whole load at one time. So after you cut it into small pieces, and I cut mine really very small, then it cooks down, and the product that is left, because again I did it in 2 days, I just let mine go and go and go. The product that's left is called cracklins. It almost looks like pork rinds. I decided to taste one. They just taste greasy. I threw them out to my chickens. That's a much healthier use for it than me consuming it. This will be good for like frying potatoes in. I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that is one of the secrets to McDonald's fries tasting so yummy is they use a little beef tallow in it. So vegetarians don't really necessarily appreciate that. And since I am not a complete vegetarian by any stretch, although I'd like to be closer, that's just fine for me. Also hoping to work with my friend Elaine, and we're going to use this beef tallow in some products. We're going to try making some soap. That'll be really fun. One thing I noticed, my hands are so much softer since I began working with this. So that's a fun little hint. I hope that if you get a chance to do this, whether it is beef bones for bone broth, beef bone broth, or your turkey after the holiday, or chicken after you've eaten that, I always use all that and make broth. And that broth is very flavorful. You control what ingredients are in it, so it's very healthy for you. Anyhow, it's Maria from Still Dreaming Homestead. I want to pray blessings on you and yours, in your house, out of your house, in the day and the night, and whatever you do, keep dreaming.